All right, fifth graders. Well, we are wrapping up chapter 6, and we've got some problem solving today. And so we got a couple of problems that are going to be similar to problems that show up on your review and test. So it'd be good for you to look at these. We're going to start with this one. A mother tiger weighs 8 times as much as a newborn tiger. The combined weight of the tigers is 2,556 pounds. What is the weight of each tiger? Well, first of all, we want to think a mother tiger weighs 8 times as much as a newborn tiger. So what we want to think about is well, the mother tiger, since she weighs 8 times as much, the mother tiger represents 8 groups. And the newborn tiger, since the mother tiger is 8 times as much, the newborn tiger only represents 1 group. So that's 8 plus 1, it equals 9. So there's a total of 9 groups. The combined weight of these 9 groups is 2,556 pounds. So my next step is to take 2,556 and divide that by 9. Pretty basic problem. 9 can go into 25 2 times. 2 times 9 is 18. 25 minus 18, well, I can't do 5 minus 8, so I borrow from the 2, it becomes a 1. The 5 becomes a 15. 15 minus 8 is 7. 1 minus 1 is nothing. I bring down the 5. 9 can go into 75. 8 times 9 is 72. 75 minus 72 is 3. 7 minus 7 is 0. I go ahead and bring down the 6. And I know that 9 can go into 36 4 times. And I know that there are none left over because 9 times 4 is 36. 36 minus 36 is 0. So that tells me that when I take the 9 groups, the mother tiger being 8 times as much as the newborn tiger, just like 8 is 8 times more than 1. The newborn tiger represented by 1, the mother tiger represented by 8, 8 times as much, that equaled 9. I took the 2,556, which is the combined weight of the 2 tigers. I divided that by 9, I got 284. That tells me that the newborn equals 284 pounds. But I need to figure out the weight of each tiger. Well, I know that the mother tiger is 8 times as much as the newborn. If the newborn is 284, then to figure out the weight of the mother tiger, I've got to do 284 times 8. 8 times 4 is 32. Put the 2 down. Carry the 3. 8 times 8 is 64. Plus the 3 is 67. Put the 7 down. Carry the 6. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus the 6 is 22. I get 2,272. The mother equals 2,272 pounds. 2,272 pounds. Folks, not 100% sure of my accuracy of how much tigers actually weigh, but mathematically, we have shown you how to solve a problem like that, even if we're not factually accurate in our weights of tigers. So moving right along, and if I added those together, I indeed would end up with 2,556. All right, moving right along. The team raised $1,235 for its tournament trip. It costs $43 per person for a plane ticket, $21 per person for a tournament entry fee. How many players can go to the tournament? Well, first of all, we need to figure out how much it costs each player to go. We know that it costs $43 per person for a plane ticket, $21 per person for a tournament entry fee. So I'm going to take the $43 cost of the plane ticket plus the $21 cost of the tournament entry fee. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. I get 64. It costs $64 per person. The team raised $1,235 and it cost $64 per person. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to take my $64 per person and I'm going to take that into the 1,235, which is how much the team raised. Okay? So my two-digit divisor rule, my 64 gets rounded to 60. I'm going to use the smaller number 6. The 4 tells me to round down because 5 and less I round down, so the 6 stays a 6. Everything else becomes a 0. I think that 6 can go into 12 2 times. So the first thing I'm going to try is 64 times 2. Well, 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 6 is 12. I get 128. That's too big. Here I've only got 123. So 2 is too big, which means the number has to be 1. So without really even doing any calculations, I know that 64 can't go into 1. I know it can't go into 12. And apparently it can go into 123 one time. I know that 1 times 64 is 64. I can't do 3 minus 4, so I borrow from the 2. I make it a 1. I make the 3 a 13. 13 minus 4 is 9. And I can't do 1 minus 6, so I borrow from the 11. I make it a 0. I make that 1 and 11. 11 minus 6 is 5. I'm okay with ending up with 59 when I'm dividing by 64. I'm okay with that because 59 is less than 64. I'm going to go ahead and bring this 5 down. I need to see how many times 64 can go into 595. Well, I know that 6 can go into 59 9 times because 6 times 9 is 54. So I'm going to come over here because 6 times 9 is 54. I'm going to try 64 times 9. Well, 9 times 4 is 36. Put the 6 down, carry the 3. 9 times 6 is 54. Plus the 3 is 57. I get 576. That's within 20 of 595, because if I added 20 to that, I'd have 596. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I'm going to go ahead and put the 9 there. The 9 times 64, we've already established, is 576. When I go ahead and subtract those, I borrow from the 9. I make it an 8. I make that 5 a 15. 15 minus 6 is 9. 8 minus 7 is 1. 5 minus 5 is 0. So I end up with 19, remainder 19. There's nothing left to bring down. Well, it asked me how many players can go to the tournament. Well, if somebody were to ask you how many players can go to the tournament, and you said, well, 19 remainder 19, I can almost assure you that that individual would have no idea what you're talking about. How many is 19 remainder 19? So this is what we call interpreting the remainder. It's important to understand how to interpret the remainder in this situation. Basically, it says that you can get 19 groups of 64, but you still have $19 left over. $19 is not enough to send a person to the tournament because we've already established that it costs $64 to send somebody to the tournament. So when we talk about how many players can go to the tournament, the final answer is 19 because the $19 that are left does not leave enough to send another person because it costs $64 to go to the tournament. All right, we'll talk to you later, 5th grade. Bye.